Hello, Martin. He says he's the first in. May not be the first in now. I uploaded this video, this live stream about 30 minutes ago. So I didn't know it was broadcasting that I'd be live. Let me see if I can close this out on my phone. Let me close this up. All right, so let me see if you all will be coming in. I am live streaming now. Jesus is in. I wasn't planning on going live. I can tell you that um, my teeth, my mouth feels a whole lot better. All right, it feels a whole lot better. Let me adjust this camera just a little bit. Auburn guy says he's back. Inlet Empire, California. Jesus is in the house. Hello from Georgia coming in. Martin says he was the first. So I think Martin was in and now he's out. Now, my mouth do feel a lot better, but it doesn't feel its best. So I can rest assure you, as we get our 5 minutes of fame up, that this will not be a long live stream. I promise you. So let me share this. Volume's a little loud. But we hope everybody's busy, right? I'm a real busy woman, right? I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means, that you're a real busy man. But hey, glad you're busy, right? Yeah, some people that's busy and broke. So let's not be busy and broke, right? Everybody should be busy right now during this pandemic. I'm a real busy woman as well. So glad. Hello, Quinn. Again, I will not be on this live stream for long. Even though I'm feeling better, my tooth is still sensitive. Let's move over. On my left side. So as you all are coming in, 5 minutes of fame. Drop your city and state, or just say hello. Right, as we have 3 minutes. It's a long one. Okay, there it is. 5 minutes of fame. Drop your city and state and say hello. All right, Aubrey, that's good. Busy hustling. And you all, let me get into the topic. I'm not really gonna have time to do 5 minutes of fame. Honestly, the more I talk, the more my mouth is going to be aggravated. So let me get right into the topic. So you can still say hello if you're coming in. Just wanted to share this breaking news with you from Costco, and also about President Trump and the drug maker Regeneron. I've been saying from day one. Hello, Gigi from Heath, Texas, for coming in. Hello, Gwen. Good evening, Queen from Dallas, Texas, right? So I've been stating, we got, hello, Mr. Porter. Mr. Porter, since you're coming in, I'm going to go ahead and get into the topic of gold and Costco. I was going to start with President Trump and the economy and how he helped his billionaire friends' stocks raise up 40% today. But I see the king of silver and gold joining on Facebook. So I'm going to go ahead and share this story first because Mr. Porter is in. And it reads, let me change that out. Some gold with your gas and groceries, huh? I love alliteration, right? That sounds good. Some gold with your gas and groceries. So, breaking news. Gold is actually still at $1,900, $13 today per ounce. Some gold your gas and groceries. Costco enters the gold bullion market. So if this year, as the article reads, could not get more bizarre, you can now buy some gold with your gas and groceries at Costco. With gold making a mainstream media headlines this summer as the secure investment during this health pandemic, it may not be surprising to some people that Costco, but this is in the UK, right? Not in the US, but in the UK is trying to enter the gold market. So gold has had a big year this year, attracting all types of new investors. Prices rallied to record highs of $2,075 an ounce, and silver was at $30 an ounce in August. But the prices still have been volatile, right? It dropped down to like $1,900 an ounce in September. So at the time of this writing, gold is trading at, or this recording, right? Gold is trading at $1,919. So that's up 0.61% of the day, right? So Costco, the wholesaler grocery that also sells cheap gas, technology gadgets, and jewelry, is now offering gold and silver bars. That's a big deal. In the UK, United Kingdom media reported. So gold bars can be purchased, and silver as well, but they're selling like at 7% of the premium. So for example, if $100 gold bar at Costco was priced at, let's say, $4,900 dollars in UK terms, then it's a be about 7% of premium at above compared to the market price at that time. But still, that's a big game changer, right? Even in the UK, because it could reflect some changes or things maybe in the United States. So that's just breaking news on Costco. So let's keep our eye on the United States economy. Auburn guy says he's bought at 200. Wow, good deal. You bought core? Are you saying you bought core at 200? What's core? At 200 now it's at 7,000. Auburn guy says core. Thank you, Patrick Dix, for those kind words. Yes, so just get into that. It's not the United States, right? But however, it's just United Kingdom, and it's Costco. So it can be transferring or coming to the United States soon. Right. It's not the Costco, it's in the UK, Patrick Dix, that they're entering to the gold bullion market. Right. Okay, Arvin says crypto token. Yeah, it's all about coins, silver, gold, crypto, even cash and cash flow. I have my cash flow is king shirt on. Might have to go back some. Cash flow is king shirt on. So let's look at Trump. We know he was diagnosed positive for the wrong, right? And this is how this has affected the economy, specifically his billionaire friend, as Trump has ties to the drug maker Billionaire, and now its stock is surging. So President Trump received a high dose of an experimental antibody cocktail from Regeneron as part of the COVID-19 treatment. Now the drug maker stock is up sharply, as high as 40%, people. Questions are swirling about the president's ties to Regeneron's Billionaire CEO. Trump team revealed Friday that the president received the drug called Regen Cove 2, which is being used to alleviate symptoms and reduce viral load. Shares of Regeneron surged 7% Monday, bringing the stock's year to gain to more than 60%. Wow. The stock reached its highs the day after Trump tweeted that he would be leaving the hospital Monday evening. Right. So Regeneron CEO Dr. Leonard, I think Scheffler, I may be mispronouncing it, and President Trump's are acquainted. This is what I want you all to understand. The CEO has been a member at Trump's golf club in New York, Westchester, New York. And his company also received, listen to this, $450 million in government funding in July as part of the president's Operation Warp Speed plan to quickly develop vaccines and other treatments for COVID-19. Meanwhile, Trump has recently owned shares of Regeneron, REGN, as well as Gildan Sciences. I have stocks in Gildan as well, maker of the antiviral drug. The president is also taking. Both stocks were listed as assets on Trump's 2017 U.S. Office Ethics. So, people, quick recovery. Let me see. Happy Monday to you all as well. I try to get people to understand this is all about the economy. I try to get people to see the trends that anytime the economy crashes, you have some type of new outbreak, health pandemic. And I shared this video, and one of my followers was commented and said, "Queen, I can't believe that you agree with Dave Ramsey," but I absolutely 100% agree with Dave Ramsey on this, and you definitely need to watch the video, because I told people that this quote unquote health pandemic is bigger than what a lot of people know, and it all ties into the economy. And people are in fear. I just let Dave say it, right? I think Dave can say it way better than I can. So let me share this video clip by Mr. Ramsey, because if once you're in the economic world, economic setting, and you know what goes on every time the economy crashes, you look at these health scares from a different perspective and a different paradigm, a different mindset, a different view. So here's the video.
Barbara Bush said 1,000 years ago, and I've been given credit for it lately, but I wish I had said it. I just stole it from her. What happens in your house is a whole lot more important than what happens in the White House. If you're waiting on Washington to fix your life, Dave Ramsey adds to that, you're stupid. Because Washington can't even fix itself. It's the island of misfit toys. And you're waiting on the Democrats to fix your life? Ha 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 ha. You're waiting on the Republicans to fix your life? Ha 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 ha. The only shot you got at fixing your life is you fixing it. And so when COVID hits and the world comes to a freaking screeching halt, because we're all going to die from the pandemic, hardly anyone did, statistically. The survival rate, by the way, for all age groups is north of 99%.
Okay, so he said survival rate is 99%, especially with people who did not have pre-existing health issues. Some people would even question for the people that they diagnosed as their deaths as COVID deaths. Are we sure that their pre-existing health conditions, right, wasn't their cause of death? Right? My uncle had cancer, for example, for several years. He died this year. They didn't diagnose the death as cancer. They diagnosed it as COVID. Right? So when you have that high percentage of people with already pre-existing health conditions that they are diagnosing as COVID death, um, people, that doesn't make you raise an eyebrow. I really don't know what is, but I've been telling people that this all ties into the economy, right? It all ties into the economy. So let's finish washing this.
For all age groups, just in case you haven't looked at the CDC site lately. Doesn't mean you didn't get sick. It said survival rate. But we shut the whole world down. And so we needed the government to help us. I'm from the government and I'm here to help is a phrase that should cause you to be terrified. And they came out with the PPP loans. You remember the PPP loans? We're going to give businesses these loans because we told these businesses that they had to shut down because the whole world is going to freaking die. And if you go to a restaurant, you're going to kill your mother. And so you must die at home. And we shut the whole economy down and everyone's at home sucking their thumb in abject fear, and poverty sets in, and the government comes riding in on a white horse and says, we're going to give you free money. Oh, wait, it's a loan, but it's not really a loan. It'll be a grant because we're going to forgive it as long as you maintain your payroll. I got death threats from some of you morons because I told no one to take out these PPP loans.
Now, this is what I don't understand. I love what Dave is saying, but Dave can call people morons and idiots, right? As he gives his financial advice, and very few people in the Black and brown community thinks that Dave is harsh, right? But when a person that comes to give financial advice and education, and I say things like, I'm not responding to text messages at midnight. Then I have some people that want to call that rude, but they can call you an idiot and dumb and stupid and ignorant as he's giving his financial advice, and that's fine, right? That's not, still listen to Dave, still cut up your credit cards. Let's look at some comments. He didn't look like he was having difficulty breathing when he was riding in an SUV with the other two people in there. He's not having difficult breathing. If his O2 stats is that negative 90%? I think you're a nurse, right? So what do you have to do, people? You need to shift your mindset. Use debt to get into cash flowing assets. See, a lot of people are accustomed to having consumer debt. They're not used to getting an education and learning how to leverage debt for cash flowing assets. So not cash flowing debt. I mean, not consumer debt, but cash flowing debt, right? Cash flowing debt. I'm not saying anything. I'm just reading the comments because you got 98% of the people who believe, and I tell people, you've been wearing your mask all summer, right? Wearing your mask all summer. Now people are having respiratory issues as a result. And now they already predicted that the numbers will increase in October. So Trump is getting richer during this recession. As Dave Ramsey said, Republicans, and I do too as well. And Republicans and Democrats, none of them want to save you. I love philosophy. So you all watch this video that I uploaded. I also had a clip by the great Dick Gregory, one of the greatest philosophers in too. So let's watch this clip.
Blacks to understand that about 83% of all employment happened with small businesses. And if you don't have a small business, then you have nobody to work for you. And I would say to young blacks, get into entrepreneurship. We will never catch up with white America till we get into business, because there's a thing called tax write-offs. And if you have a job and come together.
Let me pause right there, because sometimes things go over our head, and this volume is a little low on Dick's part. But he said there's a thing called tax write-offs. Something that minorities and the black and brown community need to understand, right? All of this stuff about Trump's taxes, COVID, you need to know where the economy is going, and you need to shift your income back to you. You need to become a corporation and not get taxed on your Social Security through your W-4 on your job. When you make money on your job, you are taxed higher than any other form of labor or income in the United States of America. Labor income, where you work for money, versus having your money to work for you and investing in the assets like a home-based business, right? Like real estate, like crypto, like coins, gold and silver, right? Even though you may have to hold on to some of those for the long term, I prefer a cash flowing asset like a business in real estate over holding assets longer, such as gold, silver, and crypto. However, all of them is better than living in negative cash flow and not using cash to invest. See, the issue is that a lot of people use cash to buy trash, right? Use cash to buy trash. We don't use cash enough to invest in assets, and we do not, right? We definitely do not use our credit to invest in assets. Again, your debt should not be consumer debt. It should be cash flowing debt. It's a difference. Right, you do suppress your immune system by wearing a mask. Absolutely. Absolutely. You suppress your respiratory and your immune system. And telling people that. And that's why I knew that at this time in October that the numbers would go up. Not because it's fall, but because you've been wearing a mask in the hottest part of the months during the summer. So
Blacks to understand that about 83% of all employment happen with small businesses. And if you don't have a small business, then you have nobody to work for you. And I would say to young blacks, get into entrepreneurship. We will never catch up with white America till we get into business, because there's a thing called tax write-offs. And if you have a job and come together, 10 of you, and open up a corporation and have somebody run it, you hire somebody to run it, but you have tax write-offs. 98% of people that fly first class on airplanes would not be there if that wasn't a write-off. And yet,
let's catch what he said. He said 98% of people that fly first class would not be there if there were no tax write-off. Right? He says the black and brown community would never catch up with white America if we don't understand tax write-offs and we don't understand how to control businesses. Right? So I'm introducing you all to a business that's pandemic proof in a sense. Right? That you can do virtual, that will teach you these tax deductions, and that you can do online.
that first class, they gave away last year $800 million, almost $1 billion of free whiskey. But if a welfare mother asked for some apple juice for the baby, she's laughed at. And so I would say entrepreneurship. And
since we have a 1099, right? My son is 16. I give him $1,000 a month. Now he don't get the money. but he gets paid $1,000 a month. Let me say that again. He don't get the money, okay? But on my payroll, Maccabi gets $1,000 a month. Now, Brian, why $1,000 a month? Well, there's 12 months in a year. 1,000 times 12 is 12,000. Everybody in this country, your first $12,400 is tax-free. It's called a standard deduction. Everybody in this country, your first $12,400 is tax-free. So if I give my son the money to go buy a PlayStation, I can't write off the PlayStation. Thumbs up if that makes sense, because it's not business. But if I give him the money because of his job working for me, and he go buy the PlayStation, he bought the PlayStation with after-tax dollars. So Dad, Billy, wrote off the PlayStation, but I can't show the government no receipt for no PlayStation. But I can show the government that I paid my son salaries of $1,000 per week.
All right, so how many Black men do we have that pay child support that would like to get tax deductions for that? And all they have to do is revamp and remodel how they're paying child support through the home-based business and pay their children to work in the business, right? Well, we are just not talking to our children about finding a job at 18, but helping them to get credit and then having the business and the tax education that they need so that they can be business minded as well, right? Nothing wrong with jobs, right? Job is honorable according to the Bible, but it's also nothing wrong with getting your children in businesses. There's nothing wrong if your children teaching them business principles versus just work principles. Teach them work and business principles combined, right? Help them leverage their credit. Start them. Credit is an asset, and it's generational wealth, right? The whole purpose of AU trade lines and authorized users was meant to pass generational credit, good credit, from parents to their children. It was not meant for a platform for people to sell you so that they can make money by adding you on their authorized trade line. It was for parents and family members, right, to add their children or their family so they can pass on the generational wealth of having good credit, and so that their kids can begin at an early age. So now they can leverage and use the bank's money so they can begin thinking business minded. So it's what the Jews have been teaching their children for years and what they do for years, right? So it's time for us to know what's going on in the economy, to stay woke, right? See what's going on. As you said, stop watching that tube head and believe everything you see on the tube, because television tells it has the word lie in it. Tell, lie, vision, right? And start reading and researching the news versus believing what the media is reporting. The media is nothing more than actors and actresses, right? That's it. And so when you don't do your own research, when you don't do your own due diligence, you're going to be left out going into 2021. And you need to know what businesses are recession or pandemic proof. You need to know that this economy, right, as Dave Ramsey said, as I showed that video earlier, is not coming back anytime soon. This is all strategically planned. So why aren't you strategically positioned? Let me say that again. This is strategically planned. So why aren't you strategically positioned? Why don't you have, as Dick Gregory said, tax deductions? Why are you getting taxed at 28 to 30% of your paycheck? That's only 70% of take-home pay. And then by the time you add the insurance that come out, right, you're only bringing home 40 to 50%. So you this is just the part I don't necessarily agree with Dave Ramsey, because you have two jobs, you're going to be taxed as two people. And when you're taxed as two people, you're still going to be behind the 8 ball, because taxes cause debt. And I'm talking about consumer debt. It's two types of debt. Again, it's cash flow debt and it's consumer debt. So as Malcolm X would say, we've been brainwashed. We've been bamboozled. You all, let me get out this live stream before my mouth starts hurting again. I'm getting into that, but I'm saying this in a humorous way, but a serious way. You all have been brainwashed and bamboozled to think that debt is evil. You have not been taught, or you haven't learned the correct way to use debt, and that two jobs will stop you from living paycheck to paycheck. That's nothing. And then you have not been taught how to pass on generational wealth to your children or your nieces or your nephews or throughout your family, right? Credit is an asset that should be passed down generationally as well. It's time out for me seeing 18-year-old kids with charge-offs from utility bills because that parent or parents put a utility bill in this child's name at 14 to 15 years old, and now it's affecting them negatively on their credit, right? Because now they didn't pay the utility as agreed, and it's a charge-off. It's time out for passing down generational bad credit and generational bad debt, right? Let me read some comments. People perish, right? Lack of knowledge causes people to perish. My people perish because of a lack of knowledge. You know what? Honestly, it's already predicted who's going to be next president. I know you all think voting is going to do that. Trump was already in alignment for this time. They wanted him for this era. They wanted him to crash the economy. And it's already predicted. Like, for example, the Simpsons predicted that XRP will be a crypto that will take off. I just read something today that said XRP on Google News. See if I can find it. Will do just that. And the Simpsons also predicted that there will be a first female president. And so, you know, if Joe Biden gets elected, and then some months, his dementia overtakes him, then we have the perfect thing for Kamala Harris to be the first female president, as the Simpsons predicted, right? So I cannot find that that XRP article, but maybe I can find it. And I know you're probably saying, Queen, you're talking about a cartoon. Well, the Simpsons predicted a lot of things, right? It's New World Order, and you never know who's behind the writing. They just put it in cartoon form or format. So and it has to come behind President 1590s. Trump. It has to come behind President Trump. So I'm going to share this. And yeah, we've been bamboozled and we've been hoodwinked, right? Bamboozled and hoodwinked, because we've never learned how to use credit to produce cash flow, and we never learned how to use businesses, right, to create assets and cash flow.
1598. 1600. Sweet. Excellent question. Yes, I am proud to be America's first straight female president. Helen, what?
Notice she said first straight. She made sure to say that female president. So it will be a woman that's not of the other community.
I helped? Yes, you were. Now, in conclusion, my administration will focus on the 3 R's: reading, writing, and refilling the ocean. Thank you very much. As you know, we've inherited quite a budget crunch from President Trump. How bad is it, Secretary Van Houten? We're broke.
Okay. She said she inherited quite a budget crunch from President Trump. So the lady that succeeds is going to happen. It's going to happen with the female that's going to be his successor, right? So everything is going along as planned.
We're broke. The country is broke?
The
How can that
country is broke.
be? Well, remember when the last administration decided to invest in our nation's children? Big mistake.
The Balanced Breakfast program just created a generation of ultra-strong super criminals.
And midnight basketball taught them to function without sleep. What about my pledge to build the world's largest bookmobile? Isn't there any money left for that?
No, and we borrowed from every country in the world.
Quick, Lisa, call up your phone. Bart, ow, watch the ponytail. Let him up, please.
So hey, that's what the Simpsons say. And this country is investing in the youth right now. Public school that I work at, for example, the kids have free lunches right now, right? More schools that open up traditionally are getting more money. They're getting more money during this pandemic. So if you want to know more about, this is the link in the home-based business that I am associated with and that I endorse. bit.ly/MWR home-based business. Also, if you want credit help so you can use your credit to invest, go to my website, www.fixmycreditandcash.com, select the tab credit help, right? And again, the link for the home-based business is bit.ly /MWR home-based business. And again, if you need credit assistance, go to my website, fixmycreditandcash.com. I get that did for you. But just know where this economy is headed. It's going to be here for a while. Over 4 million jobs, CNN reported, that's lost or not coming back, right? Are not coming back. And the number of top 5 job industry right now is financial advisory or financial education. And that's what the home-based business create. So you need recurring income, and you definitely need those tax deductions. Hey, I'm signing out. This is Queen of Credit. Here's to your health and wealth, your peace and prosperity, and your credit and your cash flow. Queen of Credit.